YouTube! I am Pinstar, and this is Good Company Strategy and Tactics, Episode 5. So, after letting a little bit of time pass here, we found a couple of events crop up here. First off, we did get our new assignment from All or Nothing Ltd. So, assignments can be a bit hit or miss. They are basically quests to deliver a specific either component, module, or completed product. The problem is that, well, they're random, and while they do offer a markup, we will be paid 18 Gs per gear, and gears are relatively easy and quick to make. The problem is that it's a high volume proposition, but not a lot of markup here. I personally don't have any interest in participating in this gear delivery goal, so I'm going to be ignoring it. There's no penalty for doing that, but there are quests and assignments, rather, that are worth your time and effort. So, hopefully we'll get another one down the line and we can participate in that, because there is a good chunk of rewards to be had for those who are participating in this. Right then, the other thing that happened, we got the metal bot chassis. I am going into the small stepper motor. Again, we might be going into bots in the near or far future. That depends on what our plans are. The problem is that when it comes to going into markets, you can discover new markets yourself, but it costs discovery points, these things, and the problem is that your discovery points are competing with other unlocks. Not all of them require discovery points, but some of the more powerful ones certainly do. I actually have my eye on this one, the big shelf, as well as the storage ergonomy global buff. We need to finish up 2 more of our quests here, our company goals, in order to get enough success points, that's the yellow stuff, to buy this. But this is what I'm gunning for right now, which is why I'm not manually discovering new markets. That being said, there is another market that is open to us. We could expand our production for the Butterfly Mama Mark II. There is certainly room in the market, although that room got a little bit narrower because one of our competitors finally entered the market. Now, there's still room here. You can see the 62 weekly demand. Our production, which is comprised of these two, the Butterfly Mama Mark I and II. Next one, it'll be all Mark IIs. But these two combined, plus our competitors, still doesn't cap that. So we could, if we wanted to, go into that, and we might expand that later on. But the calculator, on the other hand, there is a lot more room in the calculator market, even though there are 2 other competitors already in place there. So we can more safely nose our way in there and start making some cash. We want to up our total products sold per year so we can hit our milestones, because those come with some big bonuses. Extra discovery, extra success, extra money, and research speed. There's a lot of good rewards to be had on hitting milestones. So let's design our calculator. So we're going to create new. We're going to create a calculator. We are going to use our stylish case. We have it. We might as well use it. Now, the expected features on the calculator are actually not as strict as that. Now, that's just for the current market. We can do a Butterfly Mama Mark II and actually future-proof this thing right from the get-go, so you don't have to rework it halfway through. So let's take a quick look at the market for the calculator. We mouse over the progress phase. The visual fidelity and battery both need to be a 2 in order for this to be future-proof to the next market segment. That I think we can handle. So let's take a look. Let's see what we can do here. Calculator, stylish case for the extra benefits. Oh, let's see. Do we want a square or stretch? I like this stretch. It seems more stately, especially since we're using a stylish wooden case. And then for that, yeah, I like the yellow square root. And for our name in game, we're going to do the Valinruculator. After our name and game patron, Valinrook. Now, let's give this thing some modules so it'll actually get a positive market appeal. So, just like with the visual pet, same two classes of stuff. We need visual display and battery life. Let's start with the battery life because we know this one's a little bit chunkier. And we need to get this to a 2, which is easy. We just put in 2 of those. And now we're at a 2 battery. Now we need to get to a 2 visual fidelity. We could do double-barreled LED matrices here and then just go even further over the top because we can get credit for up to a 3 if we really wanted to. If we did 2 LED arrays up here, that would give us a 402 profit per unit. This is a pretty chunky monkey here, but I mean, it makes us more money. What happens if instead we do all of these as LED arrays? It's going to be a little bit crazy on the LED array front. It even gives us more profit, even though the display fidelity is lower. But the problem is that by shoving in each of these little individual ones, it increases the assembly time greatly. That's one of the problems with spamming low-tier modules, is that you're going to inflate your assembly time, and that's going to cause you to need more assembly space in order to make enough stuff to use up all the components that you're making. So, yeah, you know what? I think we're going to go with our modules. Now, we're going to have these built in a completely different space. So it's not going to compete with our modules that we're using for analysis. I do still want to use these two because 2.4 is more reasonable. We're above 400 on the profit. And yeah, this thing's, again, it's future proof. It's stylish. Even though it has a lower base price than the virtual pet, it still gives us a lot of profit. So I think that's a good thing. Now we have the tough part. We only have 16,000 in our name, and while we are profitable, buying a building requires a lot more. So we're going to need to take out a loan. The other thing that we may need to start doing is moving our assembly over here. What I think I'm going to do is, because as we get more and more products, we're going to need to use more and more of this building for its actual delivery space. At some point, it's going to turn into a pure logistics hub with just crates and logistics people, maybe some researchers, but that's it. So that's, but for the moment, we can still reuse this, but I think it would behoove us to put all of our assembly into its own building so we can assemble the virtual pets in a building, and we can also assemble the calculators in its own building. We may also need to buy additional space for just the calculator module production, which is going to be a little bit crazy. Actually, this may be a better module production one, and then we go into this for the assembly of everything. I'm still testing some things out, but I will see you guys on the flip side. Oh yeah, well, actually, before we go to the flip side, the way we're going to do that sooner rather than later is through a loan. Now, the beginning of the game, we started with 250,000, but that's in the form of a loan. Now, it's a really, really low interest loan, 0.10%. So this loan, having this outstanding, is not costing us much, and we really don't need to rush to repay it. All of the other loans on offer, approximate same size, but the weekly interest is more than double. That's still not to say that these are unaffordable. These are absolutely affordable. But, they're a little bit more beefy. And it also looks like we can only have 3 loans outstanding at a time. So there is a limit to what we can do and how much we can have outstanding. But I think in this particular case, if you're taking out a loan just to keep yourself out of bankruptcy, you're already dead. But if you're taking out a loan to expand and make more money, that's how you use the loan. So we're going to take out ourselves a loan. I'd say go with the lowest interest, highest amount. So we're going to go Prestige Trust here. Now we have some money to work with. I think we can make this work for us. Yeah, I think we're going to do the module production for the calculators in this building. And then we're going to buy this building to make our central assembly hub. Now, there are other buildings that have delivery here. Just not the ones that we've been buying. No delivery, no delivery. So we're going to have to use our delivery hub as, well, a delivery hub until we find and buy a build. Ah, this place has a delivery hub. So that's good to know for future expansions. But for now, I think we can all have this feed in and out of this corner delivery area. That shouldn't be a problem. We may need to take out our other loan because this is going to lop a sizable chunk off of our stuff here, and we're going to need a lot of money for all of our machines internally. So I think we're going to do just that. We buy our building here, we go back to our loans, and we take out one more loan. We do want... See, here's the thing. This one's a lot larger of a loan, so we have more to work with, and we can always pay this one back a little bit earlier. So I'm going to take this out, even though the Good Vibes group has less. Although we should be able to get what we need for 22. Yeah, we'll stick with the lower one for the moment. Yeah, and you can't take out any more until you've repaid. All right, we're going to be keeping, for module production, we're going to be doing pretty much the same waltz build as here. So I will see you guys on the flip side. So the first bit of refactoring that I'm going to be doing here is that I ripped out the analysis tables that I had sort of crammed into the nooks and crannies of our original module production stream here. And as such, we are going to work with the Wilkins workshop and get rid of the analysis organization perk because we don't need that here anymore. And now at the moment, there is nothing that we want to replace it with, but in the very near future, there will be. There'll be something very important that we're going to want to put in here in that third slot. Now, as far as what to do with the extra space, I certainly don't want to waste it. We know for a fact that our virtual pet market, there's room. There is absolutely room for more production, and we don't want our competitor to take up that production. We don't want them to think that that room is for them. That is not for them, that is for us. So we are going to boost our production a little bit. So essentially, the ratio we have in here is a 3x ratio. We're assuming 3 stylish cases, 9 battery stacks, 9 LED arrays. We don't have the room to like double that, nor do we want to double that. So we're just going to increase the factor by 1. So that means 1 more stylish case, 3 more battery stacks, 3 more LED arrays. Let's see if we can try and fit this in here. Now for the stylish case, you do actually need 2 tables. One for the basic cases, and one to turn them into the stylish case. So we will do basic wooden case and stylish case. Now both of these, instead of worrying about, since this is a high traffic area, we're actually just going to have them go right from the pallet, because we might as well. They're right next to the pallet, so we might as well have them do that. Now normally when these tables do auto logistics, they will not plug directly into the pallet. So in this case, we do want to utilize the override storage here. So we want the wood and the output for both of these. I already did that one. To go to and from here, and that will allow them to do their thing. So that's our extra thing of stylish case taken care of. Now we need to find 3 battery stacks. So one of them we can put right here and have it feed directly off of the pallet as well. Again, because it's so close to the pallet, and because that's where we want the goods to go anyway, it makes a little bit more sense. It's slightly less efficient, but it's still not bad. Now we need 2 more. We know we have a little bit of room up here in these chemistry tables. And we know for a fact these two are a bit further away, so we're going to slip a small shelf in between these two. Have these two play off of that small shelf. So that way the small shelf will get stocked with the raw goods and have the finished stuff, and then the logistics people can carry that off to the pallet here. Now we got to squeeze in 3 more LED arrays if we're to maintain our ratio. Again, more chemistry tables. We'll do uno and dos, and then I think we can sneak a trace in here. It makes the shelf there a little bit more awkward to play with, but that's the cost of doing business, honestly. And actually this can play off of this shelf here since it's an LED array. And that shelf's already there. It'll make this one slightly more annoying for our courier can still slip in and get the stuff from the front. It's just a few extra steps for our courier and no extra steps for the people there. So I think in this one case it makes sense. And then for up here, we'll do another small shelf for these two. So they can have their own LED array. So now we have a factor of 4 in terms of module production for our stuff. Now we've migrated over into the bow our existing capacity for workbenches, but we're gonna want to make more of these, honestly, to use up some of the extra capacity. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make another trio here. Unfortunately, this wall right here is just part of the building. I really wish it wasn't here. And I'm still kind of tinkering with it here. So actually, I put these two down here, the 2 extra workbenches. So we're making 2 more Butterfly Mama Mark IIs. We may need even more assembly tables for the Butterfly Mama Mark II. I would ideally like to contain them all in here, but we might need to spill out into here, which is fine. I mean, if we start seeing modules build up here, then we know that we can move that over here. Now, as far as retooling our stuff goes, we're going to need to go to our logistics here. The virtual pet modules is now where we need to rework this entirely. We don't actually need to go to Shona's storehouse at all with the modules. We want to, get rid of that stop, and then we want to go over here. To Shona's storehouse here. It's a bit of a longer trek, but that's okay. Same ratio of stuff. So we're just going to go put it down, put it down, put it down, put it down. And the virtual pet modules, the name remains the same. We may put a second courier on this if it finds that too many modules build up for her to carry them all in one go. But for the moment, that's fine. Now, as far as our other courier route, the virtual pet raw materials, this is actually unchanged. We are still importing the raw materials here from this case, and we still want them dropped off in Wilkins' workshop. So unless we need more materials in general, we're good for there. We can also go on to here and nix the modules because we're no longer holding them. So we don't need those. Don't need those, and don't need the cases. That gives us a little bit more raw material room should we need to bolster our buy orders. Now these analysis things, we're sticking with the LED matrices because those are pretty handy as far as their efficiency. So, and these are just drawing the materials straight from here. So that's easy enough. Alright, so in our next episode, we are going to actually put all of this extra capacity into use. And also, speaking of extra capacity, Here's a little sneak peek of what I've got planned for our calculator production. All coming up on the docket in our next episode. So if you guys like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment, good, bad, or indifferent. Your feedback's always welcome. So until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya!